What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Driver Focus. I am joined by my co-host Andrew Molleur here.
Thank you for having me, Joe. Happy to be back.
So we are joined by NASCAR Craftsman Series truck driver for McAnally Hilgeman Racing, Jake Garcia. Jake joining us from the state of Georgia. Always a pleasure to have Jake on and do this interview with him. So Jake, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So we're just gonna get into it a little bit. I know me and you have had some small talks over the course of the past few months as I worked for RaceChoice.com. So really glad to have you do this interview with us today. So why don't you start out with talking a little bit about how your racing career got started. I know you're only 17 years old, so you do have a lot to talk about in terms of how you've progressed all the way up to the NASCAR Truck Series at such a young age. So congratulations on all your success. But just start off on telling us how you got into racing and how you've progressed all the way up to this point.
Yeah, I started out when I was 5 years old racing quarter midgets. That was a blast there, and raced those all around the country. Ran the national series and did all that. And then my last year in those was when I was 11, and then at the age of 12, I got into a full-sized midget on asphalt, and that really got me used to the speed and everything. And then I ran a few races in the Allison Legacy Series as well, and that helped me out, with shifting and just driving a stock car. And then on my 13th birthday, I ran my first late model race, and that was a blast. And then I've been doing those ever since. And then this year will be my first year in the Craftsman Truck Series. So really excited for it. It's really a big step for me in my racing career, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think I can have some success.
Yeah, so did anyone in your family start racing? Were they racing before you, or are you kind of a first-generation driver?
No, I'm a first-generation driver. We haven't had anybody in our family do anything racing, but definitely something that we all enjoy. I know my parents are very supportive, drive me around the country, especially when I was younger, so they've been very, very supportive. Couldn't have done it without them, but definitely something that's really meant a lot to me, and I hope to keep doing.
Yeah, no, I know you also mentioned, racing nationally with quarter midgets. I know Joe, myself, we race quarter midgets as well as you. Talk about how quarter midgets have kind of helped, I know for me, quarter midgets were, the start of my racing career, but they taught me so much, not only, racing with different people, different classes that are faster, slower, all the things like that. Talk about that a little bit and what quarter midget racing meant to you.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helped me out and helped build me into the driver that I am today. Definitely gave me really good reflexes. When you're out there turning 5-6 second laps, it's definitely something that you got to have reflexes in, and that's helped me with things like avoiding crashes and things like that as I've gotten up into the higher ranks. But quarter midgets have been great. They helped me with restarts, always on the guy in front of you's bumper, just all the little things that kind of you need to learn as you go through it. Really helps me get a lot of that out of the way before I got into a full-size race car.
Yeah, and I think, just looking at racers all over the country, whether it's, intermediate, beginning, and even professional level, quarter midgets have been such an influential part of racers' careers. I mean, locally, if you look at Joey Logano and Ryan Preece being from Connecticut, They both started racing quarter midgets, and now they're both in the NASCAR Cup Series full time. So.
No, it's cool. It's definitely cool for sure to see. I know Tyler Ankrum, right? Todd Gilliland, Chandler Smith. A lot of these guys, Harrison Burton, right? All these guys. There's so many to name, but that's just to name a few, right? And now, Jake following kind of in their footsteps, running the trucks this year. I mean, that's pretty cool to see. Everyone kind of starts in the same spot and breaks off and does their own thing, and it's cool to see. You have guys like Doug Colby, right, who started off quarter midgets at Silver City, and now, a great modified driver. So it's cool to see quarter midgets can definitely, form a really great driver in the future.
Yeah. So I do want to hint on or touch on your late model career a little bit. I was following you this summer in racing super late models. I did see you did get a win this year, or a few wins. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was really cool to watch the success this summer. What's your feelings on super late models? Did you really like running them, and do you plan on running a lot more races in them, or are you kind of focused on the truck series this year?
Yeah, we're going to run a few more races in the late models this year. I'm not sure on the exact number or what races we'll be racing yet, but definitely going to try to stay in those. Definitely a lot to learn there still. Some of the best drivers in the country race super late models, in my opinion. So definitely a lot to learn there and a lot of great competition. I'm really looking forward to the few late model races I do this year because it's something that I enjoy doing. I've had success in it in the last few years, so definitely looking forward to getting back and running a few of those this year.
Cool.
And I know that, obviously, you raced, different tracks with the late model this year, past years. What's like a favorite track that you have that you go to with the late models that you look forward to, going to every year or all the time?
Well, one of my favorite tracks is always Bristol. We don't run there anymore, but man, that was super fast. We were going faster than the Cup cars there, and it was a blast. You're almost flat foot in a super late model, which is, really crazy.
That's got to be
that
awesome,
was really fun. But I really like to race at Montgomery Motor Speedway as well. I feel like for the style of car, the pro and super late models, it's a really good track that creates good passing opportunities and makes for an exciting race. So I really like racing there as well.
What size track is that?
That's a half mile.
Okay.
Long straightaways and tighter corners.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it sounds like similar to Stafford.
Yeah.
Any banking or?
A few degrees, probably 10 to 15 degrees.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Definitely similar to.
There's a lot of tracks down there that are, that I would love to see. Really the only southern track that I've been to that races late models, and obviously it's coming up next month, is New Smyrna. Do you have any plans on running speed weeks leading up to Daytona, or are you kind of just going down to Florida and being all truck series?
Yeah, so I'm going to be down in Florida. I'm obviously not going to be able to run because I'm 17 still.
Right.
But I turn 18 on the day of the Vegas race. I'll be able to do that one. But I'm just going to be at Daytona for the Truck Series and sit by and watch that one and hopefully learn as much as I can while I'm there and use it as a good opportunity.
Awesome.
Very cool. So now we'll touch on the truck stuff a little bit. I know last year you ran a couple of races, right? I don't know exactly what tracks were those again that you did last year.
Gateway, IRP, Richmond, Bristol, and Phoenix.
Very cool.
Good variety.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what was your experience like last year? I know it was kind of, first couple of races on the trucks there. Tell us about that experience a little bit and kind of working with that, top three kind of series in NASCAR. How cool was that?
Yeah, it was a blast to do that and get my feet wet and that stuff. It's a lot different than anything I've done before. My first race was Gateway, and it was bigger than any track I'd been on before, and I really thought we had a good truck and we're going to compete for a spot in the top 10. Had some bad luck there, but regardless, it was a good learning experience for me to be on something a little bit bigger and hit those high speeds. And then, the other races were also learning experiences as well. But, it's definitely cool to get my feet wet in the truck series and try it out a little bit and get comfortable in a truck before I actually made my 2023 campaign.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like a cool experience, right?
Yeah, no, definitely the trucks are like one of my favorite series to watch.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love, getting home from work on a Friday night and just, tune into the truck races or Saturday afternoons. Especially this past year, the trucks put on a great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know, we just briefly mentioned the late models. What do you think is the biggest transition in terms of a mindset when you're strapping in for a super late model race versus a NASCAR truck race at a professional level? Is there kind of something that you take into account that you got to be more focused on, or is it kind of just, I'm putting on my helmet, it's a race, I'm going to do my thing?
Well, obviously I don't really change a whole lot what I do, but, you definitely have to be mindful of who you're racing around and, different strategies that go into it. Super late models are definitely more of a tire conservation race with with only racing on one or two sets of tires for the whole race. So that's kind of the biggest difference. Also, the truck series tends to be a little bit rougher. So, just being mindful of trying to race people clean and hoping that you get the same respect back is something that I try to do. But sometimes you've got to be mindful of who's going to lean on you and who's not. It's just something you just have to take into account when you're racing anything.
So I know there's a dirt race on the schedule, right? One or two? Is there just one or?
Yeah, just Bristol this year.
So have you ever raced on dirt at all?
I raced a Dirt Legends car for a few races, but not anything quite as big or fast as what we'll be doing at Bristol.
So are you excited to kind of run on dirt? I know it's got to be definitely different running a truck versus like a
sprint car
or dirt late model or something like that. Are you excited to try that out?
Yeah, definitely. Everything I've heard is it's kind of like a short track, so hopefully I'll be okay at it. But definitely the dirt track's going to be a learning curve, and along with the road courses is something that I'm going to need to get ready for as well. I've never done any road racing before, and there's a few road courses on the schedule, so it's going to be important to to be prepared for that and to have a little road racing under my belt before I get there.
Right, and you'll have some super speedway racing as well, right?
Yeah, so at Atlanta, if you want to count that as a super speedway.
Sure.
They've made some changes to that track, so
it's close, but Talladega will be a challenge as well. Just getting to learn how to bump draft and racing a big pack like that will be a little bit of a learning curve, but hopefully I can pick up on it pretty quick and be ready to go when we get there.
And do you get simulator time? Do you have like an iRacing set up at your house, or do you guys get to use a simulator and kind of get ready for those races? I know obviously, or maybe do you have any like actual tests that you get, considering that you're a rookie? How does that stuff kind of work?
Yeah, we use the simulator quite a bit to get ready and get our trucks right. But iRacing can be a helpful tool, especially on things like a road course or tracks you've never been to before. It's good to get on there and learn about it a little bit and figure it out before you actually get there. You can be you don't want to have to waste valuable time in practice trying to figure out the racetrack. So it's important to be ready before you get there and to know where to shift and that sort of thing, and pick up on some throttle points, where the bumps are, just everything that goes into it. It's important to be prepared when you get there. That way you can hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Yeah. iRacing has been definitely a great tool for a lot of people, the last few years for sure. So definitely can't complain about that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you're only 17 years old and in a professional series of NASCAR. Is it kind of nerve-wracking, the inexperience level, or is it kind of, I know you've had a lot of experience in a lot of different series, but, being 17 in the NASCAR Truck Series, it's just a really cool accomplishment. I do know that people have been in your age in the Truck Series. Is it kind of, just, I'm going to go with the flow, or do you feel like that there's a lot to learn?
Well, I've kind of been the youngest and everything I've driven in throughout my career, so it won't be a whole lot new, but a lot of times I feel like other drivers are kind of skeptical of the young guy coming in, and so it's just going to be a matter of earning their respect a little bit. That's kind of what it took in late models, and I'm sure it'll be some of the same in the Truck Series, but it's just going to be a matter of doing my best every week and being on point. You can't have an off week in this stuff, so it's important to be ready to go, and hopefully we can have some good success this year.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to watch you this year. Me and Andrew have been talking about it a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to have RaceChoice, be a part of you for this number of years. So we're really excited to watch you this year. I did want to, save this question for towards the end. Obviously, being a high school student, there's got to be some cool stuff you do in the off season, right?
Yeah. So it's tough to balance high school and racing for sure. I stay busy. Just got out of school and got home to make this video with you guys. But it's definitely something that you've got to use your time wisely with. And balanced work and racing, or school and racing, and just be able to do the very best you can at both of them for sure. Obviously, being a high school senior, I'm looking forward to graduating in May, but at the same time, I really want to make the most of it while I'm there and learn as much as I can, especially in the well, in all classes, really just everything that you learn there can help you out in some way, on the journey of life. So really want to make the most of it while I'm there.
And how do your teachers, are your teachers really enthusiastic about you racing? That's got to be cool to have a cool conversation to have.
Yeah, they ask me about it pretty frequently. I'm not sure that they're too happy about how much school I miss, but I get all my work done and get good grades, so they can't really complain a whole lot. But they're very supportive of me and try to help me out when I do miss days. I think I missed like 25 just last semester, so it's tough to balance sometimes. But I'm sure Andrew missed a lot for quarter midgets when he was in school. So
absolutely.
It's something that a lot of kids in racing have to do, and just a matter of doing it right.
Yeah. No, always.
I missed a lot in my childhood too.
Teachers giving you the packets of work and all that stuff like that. Definitely. But it's good to get it done right. You get the work done and you get good grades, and they don't. As long as you get the good grades, they're okay. The teachers are usually all right. So,
absolutely.
Another thing I wanted to talk about. Obviously I keep talking about the trucks a little bit because we're really excited for you over here. So now you're racing with Bill McAnally. Did you guys have a relationship at all with them beforehand, or how did that kind of come about?
No, it just really came about last year. Timing was right, and got together with them, and started building the third team last year to run a few races, and it really worked out good. Bill's been really helpful, and we're building the program now, and getting everything better, and we're definitely taking steps in the right direction. We've got a lot of good people over there, so I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully bringing a lot of success to that program this year.
Right, and you also have, I know you have Christian Eckes, who has a couple years of experience in the trucks, one of Joe's very good friends. You have him as a teammate. He's, obviously still pretty young, but he has a couple of years of experience. Are you excited to work with him this year and learn from him a little bit?
Yeah, he's been great to work with. He's been very helpful on some questions that I've had, even this early. So he's been very helpful. Definitely a good guy to work with. Seems like he does a good job when I've watched him race in the past. So I'm really looking forward to working with him this year, and hopefully we can lean on each other to make our trucks better and make ourselves better to where we can perform as good as we can come race time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And obviously I'm really happy to see the success that you've gained over the years, and being on a team with a good friend of mine is really cool to see. Obviously, me and you are going to get to know a lot each other some more this year as 2023 moves along, as well as getting to know Molleur even more. Obviously, you've known him, almost all your life racing, so really cool to talk to you today. Just want to wrap up by letting you talk a little bit about giving your thanks to anybody who's contributed to your success along the way of your racing career, and who you can expect to be a big help in 2023.
Yeah, we've got Adaptive One on board this year for 2023, but last year we had some sponsorship, and good sponsorship, especially from RaceChoice and Expo Homes, RPM Trailer Sales, Willwood Disc Brakes that have really helped us out there. But RaceChoice even made it to the Truck Series on my suit, so definitely really cool to have the support of these companies, and to be able to represent them well, and hopefully sell some racing products or brakes or whatever it may be, to give back to the people that support me. It's been good to work with these companies, and hopefully continue to have good relationships in the future.
Yeah, no, I know Joe and I have been looking forward to doing this episode with you. Really appreciative to have you take the time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us for a little bit and give this interview. We really appreciate it. We wish you the absolute best of luck in 2023 as you...
Looking forward to getting to some races this year, too.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to meet you in person for the first time, so going to circle a couple tracks on the schedule that I want to get to this year, and wish you the best of luck. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll talk to you soon. Hopefully the next time we do one of these, you'll be talking about a Victory Lane trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us today, Jake. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.